Deep in the heart of America, a remarkable transformation took place. Yellowstone National Park, a symbol of wild beauty, was facing an ecological crisis. For decades, wolves had been absent, hunted to near extinction. But on a crisp January day in 1995, hope arrived in the form of 14 Canadian wolves. Their arrival marked the start of an ambitious experiment, one that would rewrite the story of Yellowstone forever. Little did anyone know, these 14 wolves were about to spark a chain reaction, breathing life back into a landscape teetering on the brink. To understand the true impact of the wolves, we need to rewind the clock. Before their eradication, wolves played a vital role in Yellowstone. By the early 20th century, driven by fear and misunderstanding, humans had waged a relentless war against wolves. By 1926, the last known wolf pack in Yellowstone had been silenced. Without wolves to keep them in check, the elk population exploded. Willow and aspen trees, crucial for beavers and songbirds, were decimated. Riverbanks, stripped bare, began to erode, sending silt downstream and degrading water quality. The park was in peril, and few realized the gravity of the situation. The decision to reintroduce wolves to Yellowstone was not made lightly. It was a controversial move, met with resistance from ranchers, hunters, and even some local communities. However, a growing chorus of scientists, conservationists, and concerned citizens recognized the urgency of the situation. The reintroduction was a gamble, a bold experiment with potentially far-reaching consequences. In the end, science prevailed. The stage was set for one of the most ambitious ecological restoration projects in history. The early 20th century was a time of great change in America, with industrialization rapidly altering the landscape and the relationship between humans and nature. Wolves were often cast as symbols of wilderness, a force to be tamed and controlled. This fear, often fueled by folklore and exaggeration, led to a systematic campaign to eliminate wolves from the American West. By the mid-20th century, wolves had been virtually wiped out from the lower 48 states. The absence of wolves was seen as a victory, a sign that humans had triumphed over nature. The ecological consequences of removing wolves from Yellowstone would soon manifest in ways no one could have predicted. The years following the eradication of wolves from Yellowstone were deceptively tranquil. Few noticed the subtle shifts occurring beneath the surface, the slow but steady unraveling of a complex ecosystem. With their primary predator gone, elk populations exploded. The lush willow and aspen groves, once teeming with life, began to dwindle. Streams that were once clear and teeming with fish became choked with sediment. The absence of wolves had triggered a chain reaction, upsetting the delicate balance of nature. The ecological degradation of Yellowstone was not merely a matter of aesthetics. It was a fundamental shift in the dynamics of the ecosystem. The loss of biodiversity, the degradation of habitat, and the disruption of natural processes were all symptoms of a deeper imbalance. Beavers, reliant on aspen and willow trees, found their populations dwindling as their habitat disappeared. Without their dams to slow the water's flow and create pools, the waterways became more prone to erosion and flooding. The once vibrant tapestry of Yellowstone was fading, its colors muted, its richness diminished. The time had come for a bold experiment, a radical attempt to restore balance and bring back the wolves. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone was not just about repopulating the park with a missing predator. It was about reintroducing an element of fear. Wolves, unlike human hunters, don't just reduce prey numbers, they change the very behavior of their prey, creating a phenomenon known as the ecology of fear. Before the wolves returned, Yellowstone's elk had grown accustomed to a life of relative ease. The arrival of wolves changed everything. Elk, now acutely aware of their vulnerability, became more vigilant, constantly scanning their surroundings for signs of danger. This change in behavior had a profound impact on the landscape. The impact of the wolves' return extended far beyond the immediate predator-prey relationship with elk. The resurgence of vegetation fueled by the elk's altered behavior set in motion a chain reaction that benefited a wide range of species. Beavers, with an abundance of building materials and food, found their populations increasing. The recovering forest provided shelter and nesting sites for songbirds. The abundance of carrion left behind by wolf kills provided a food source for scavengers like ravens, eagles, and coyotes. The return of wolves had revitalized the entire ecosystem. The transformation of Yellowstone's landscape was a testament to the critical role of apex predators in maintaining ecological balance. The wolves, once demonized and eradicated, had proven to be essential to the very survival of the ecosystem. The once quiet valleys of Yellowstone were now alive with the sounds of birdsong, the rustling of leaves and the gurgling of revitalized streams. The return of wolves had not just restored ecological integrity, it had also restored a sense of wonder and awe to Yellowstone. Visitors flocked to the park, eager to witness the wolves in their natural habitat. The wolves of Yellowstone, once silenced, now howl, a powerful message of hope and renewal. The reintroduction of wolves led to a resurgence of vegetation. With fewer elk, aspen and willow trees thrived. These trees stabilized soil and provided habitat. Their return transformed the ecosystem. The landscape became a vibrant tapestry of life. The wolves' impact will be felt for generations. Among the most remarkable beneficiaries of the wolves' return were the beavers. These industrious rodents, once nearly absent from Yellowstone, found their fortunes dramatically reversed as the ecosystem recovered. With the resurgence of willow and aspen, beavers had an abundance of their preferred food and building materials. Their populations exploded, and their intricate dams once again graced the waterways of Yellowstone. Beavers are often referred to as ecosystem engineers for their remarkable ability to shape their environment. Their dams, constructed from felled trees, mud and stones, create ponds and wetlands, slowing the flow of water and creating a mosaic of habitats. These beaver-created wetlands provide homes for a wide variety of species, from frogs and turtles to ducks and songbirds. They also help to improve water quality by filtering out sediment and pollutants. The return of beavers to Yellowstone had a profound impact on the park's hydrology. Their dams helped to raise the water table, recharging groundwater supplies and making the ecosystem more resilient to drought. The ponds and wetlands they created provided critical habitat for amphibians, fish and aquatic insects, increasing the overall biodiversity of the park. The wolves, by initiating the chain of events that led to the beavers' return, had inadvertently restored a vital component of the ecosystem. The beavers, with their dams and wetlands, were not just beneficiaries of the wolves' presence. They were active participants in the ongoing restoration of Yellowstone, their engineering skills contributing to the health and resilience of the entire ecosystem. The reintroduction of wolves triggered widespread ecological changes in Yellowstone. From insects to mammals, the entire ecosystem felt the ripple effects. Yellowstone experienced a resurgence of life, regaining its natural complexity. Grizzly bears benefited from the wolves' return. Wolves and grizzlies developed a beneficial relationship. Wolves provided carrion for bears, especially during lean months. Grizzlies scavenged on wolf kills, supplementing their diet. Reduced elk browsing increased berry-producing shrubs, benefiting bears. Berries became crucial for bears' hibernation preparation. Wolves indirectly improved bears' foraging success. Wolves' return affected other predator-prey relationships. Coyote populations declined due to wolf competition. This led to an increase in smaller mammals, benefiting raptors. Yellowstone's food web became more complex and interconnected, reflecting a restored ecosystem. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone National Park wasn't just an ecological triumph, it was an economic boon. The wolves became a star attraction, drawing visitors from around the globe. This surge in tourism translated into tangible economic benefits for the park and surrounding communities. Before the wolves' return, Yellowstone lacked a certain allure for many wildlife enthusiasts. The absence of a keystone predator left a void in the park's wilderness experience. The reintroduction changed all that. Suddenly, Yellowstone was once again home to all of its iconic species, its ecosystem complete. Tourists flocked to the park, eager to catch a glimpse of the wolves, their cameras at the ready. This influx of visitors brought with it a wave of economic activity. Hotels, restaurants, and gift shops in the gateway communities surrounding Yellowstone experienced a surge in business. New businesses catering specifically to wolf watchers sprang up, offering guided tours, photography workshops, and wolf-themed merchandise. The wolves, once seen as a drain on the local economy, were now contributing millions of dollars annually. The economic benefits extended beyond the immediate tourism industry. The creation of new jobs, from park rangers and wildlife biologists to hotel staff and tour guides, boosted local economies. The increased revenue allowed for greater investment in park infrastructure, improving visitor facilities and enhancing the overall park experience. The wolves, it became clear, were not just good for the ecosystem, they were good for business. The wolves' return to Yellowstone boosted tourism and revitalized the landscape. This restoration provided valuable ecosystem services, benefiting communities and the nation. Healthy forests sequester carbon, mitigating climate change. Improved water quality reduced treatment costs. Restored wetlands provided flood control, saving millions. The economic benefits of the wolves' reintroduction to Yellowstone were surprising. Beyond tourism, the wolves' presence led to unforeseen savings. One benefit was reduced road maintenance costs. Wolves altered elk behavior, reducing erosion. This stabilized soil and lessened repair needs. Another saving was reduced agricultural damage. Wolves kept elk from damaging crops. The wolves' return even impacted geothermal features. By reducing elk numbers, soil porosity was restored. This ensured the continued spectacle of geysers. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone was an ecological success, but brought challenges. Wolves naturally roamed beyond park boundaries, causing tensions. Ranchers feared for their livestock, while conservationists saw success. Mitigating conflicts and promoting coexistence became crucial. Strategies included compensation and deterrence. True conservation success must address all concerns. The return of wolves to Yellowstone restored balance but impacted elk populations. Hunters lamented the decline while others worried about subsistence. The wolves sparked debate, challenging beliefs and practices. Their presence shaped the ecosystem, beyond just reducing elk numbers. Other factors like drought and harsh winters also affected elk. Wildlife managers faced the challenge of balancing ecosystem needs. The reintroduction of wolves to Yellowstone was not just an ecological experiment, it was a social and political experiment as well. It required adaptation, compromise, and a willingness to embrace change. The success of the reintroduction program demonstrated that coexistence with wolves is possible. The wolves of Yellowstone became a powerful symbol of the interconnectedness of all living things. The tale of the Yellowstone wolves is a testament to nature's remarkable ability to heal. The reintroduction of these apex predators ignited a cascade of ecological changes. What began as a bold experiment became a beacon of hope. The wolves' return restored a fundamental balance, transforming the park's essence. Their presence reawakened a primal fear in their prey, altering behavior and movements. This shift allowed vegetation to resurge, revitalizing riparian areas. The entire Yellowstone ecosystem responded, regaining its complexity and resilience. The story of the Yellowstone wolves is about our relationship with the natural world, our capacity for both destruction and redemption. The reintroduction of wolves in 1995 marked a turning point, recognizing we are part of nature. Our well-being is linked to healthy ecosystems. The wolves became a symbol of our evolving relationship with the wild. The story of the Yellowstone wolves is about hope and scientific understanding. The wolves of Yellowstone, once silenced, now howl a message of resilience. A reminder that even in the face of adversity, nature can heal, ecosystems can recover, and balance can be restored. Their presence in the park is a testament to the interconnectedness of all living things, to the intricate web of relationships that sustains life on Earth. As we move forward, facing unprecedented environmental challenges, the lessons learned from the Yellowstone wolf reintroduction serve as a beacon guiding our conservation efforts and reminding us of the importance of long-term vision, adaptive management, and a deep respect for the natural world. The wolves remind us that true conservation requires us to look beyond the immediate, to consider the needs of entire ecosystems, to recognize that the fate of one species is inextricably linked to the fate of all others, including our own. They remind us that wilderness is not a luxury, but a necessity, a source of wonder, inspiration, and ecological services that sustain us all. The Yellowstone wolves, in their wildness, their beauty, their ecological significance, stand as guardians of the balance, a symbol of hope for a future where humans and nature can coexist in harmony. Their story is a call to action, an invitation to embrace our role as stewards of the planet, to protect the wild places that remain, and to work towards a future where the howl of the wolf continues to echo through the valleys, a testament to the enduring power of nature.